for Papertrey Ink. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I'm so glad you're joining me. I have a fun project to share with you. We are making mushrooms. We're going to make a mushroom card with a greeting that says thanks a bunch. And I'm using two new items over at Papertrey Ink. We have the Into the Blooms mushrooms die set. I don't know what it is, but I love mushrooms. I think because you can color them any color. You could go neutrals and create a real serene card, I guess, and then you can color them with bright colors and create a cherry card. Just so much you can do with mushrooms. So we're going to be using this on our card, and this is a layering mushroom, which makes it really fun. And then for my background, we're using a new cover plate. This is the cross-stitched cover plate, and it's really pretty. It creates a real pretty stitched background that you can see actually the colored cardstock behind it. We're going to do some die cutting with our mushrooms. We'll start by doing a little bit of ink blending on them, and I'm using some colors. All the colors of cardstock that we're going to be using to die cut out our mushrooms are from Papertrey Ink, and they're soft stone. We're going to use this for the base of our mushrooms. We're going to create mushrooms with this one, and this smaller one here. Okay, and then there's some also standalone. These are layerable here, but these ones are standalone, the smaller ones. And I love the etched detail on here, so we're going to die cut out a couple sets of these too with the soft stone. And then I have two shades of green for our greenery. We have a big and a small. I'll die cut out two sets with New Leaf and Limeade Ice. And then for my mushroom tops, we're going to die cut out with some bright summery colors. We have Pale Peony, Berry Sorbet, and this is Aqua Mist. And these are for the mushroom tops. And of course, we have two different sizes of dots that we can add to our mushrooms. And I'm going to be using white cardstock to die cut that out. So I have a bit of die cutting to do. I will be right back. Once we have everything die cut out, we do want to add a little bit of extra dimension by adding a little bit of ink blending to the edges of all of our die cuts. I'm going to bring in my finger daubers and also some inks. The inks that I'm going to be using are all Papertrey inks, mini ink cubes. We have Saffron Spice, New Leaf, Hawaiian Shores, Lovely Lady, and Pure Poppy. And we don't need very much color, so we're going to start by adding a little bit of Pure Poppy to our Berry Sorbet on this little piece here. And I'm just going to go on one side. My next color, I'm going to bring in Lovely Lady. And I'm going to add a little bit of color to this pink here. And that's all the inking we're going to do with that. We have our Aqua Mist. We're going to use Hawaiian Shores on that one. And we'll just add a little bit of color here. That one is all good to go. For my leaves, we're going to add some ink to both of these using just one color. We have New Leaf. So let's bring in our green dauber. And we're just going to darken up some of the edges here. So we have a little color on those leaves. And then lastly, I'm bringing in my Saffron Spice. And we're going to add color to all of the mushroom pieces. So now all of our ink blending is done. We're going to do a little bit of layering. We're going to put away our leaves and then these mushrooms. And then we are going to go ahead and do some layering with some foam tape. We'll start off with this mushroom. I'm going to go ahead and add a big roll first. This lines up perfectly on the mushroom here. We'll add that one first, and then I'll remove the release paper, and then we can go ahead and add our mushroom top right over the top. Okay, with this mushroom, we'll add a small foam square here, and then we have a piece that goes right below it. We'll go ahead and add this. I'm going to go ahead and pick this up, and we'll add this piece. And then we'll add our mushroom top right over the top. And then this piece here is an accent piece. So we're going to add this right on the side, or you could add it right on the bottom. Okay, kind of makes your mushroom stand out a little bit. And those are good. To create this mushroom here, it's 4 pieces. We're going to add a small foam square at the very top. We'll add a couple here. Okay, we can go ahead and add our mushroom top right over the top of this mushroom, and then we can add the base of the mushroom here. Pop that in there, and then we can add a little glue and add the accent piece right here at the bottom, giving this one a little bit of dimension. And that one's good to go. Okay, all we have left to do is bring in our polka dots. These little dots, believe it or not, add so much to your card project. So I'm going to punch these out. I want to straighten this up a little bit here. Okay, and then we're going to add our little dots. The dots are easy. All you do is just add dots where you want it to go. And believe it or not, this adds so much. Okay, the nice thing about the glue is you know exactly where to put them. And I will just kind of do some mixing and matching with these small dots. Now that we have everything put together, you can see how fabulous these look. And those dots just make so much. Especially if you were to make a red mushroom, I think it just makes it pop. Okay, now what we're going to do is layer all of this together to create a background. If you guys watched my release video, I showed images of things put together, and so this is basically how I did it. If you missed it, I'll link it at the end of the video here. The release is pretty amazing. I think you guys will be super excited about it. Okay, I'm using glue. I'm going to start by adding a bead of glue to this one, and then what I do is I kind of tack this down here. And anywhere I want to add extra glue, I'll just add a dot. Okay, now we're going to add our pink one. I'm just going to add a couple dots of glue and attach this. And then we're going to go ahead and attach some greenery here. So we'll add some glue along the stem. We'll tack that down. I think that looks pretty neat. I have this small mushroom that I want to attach. I'm going to have this sticking out of this one. We'll go ahead and tack that down. Okay, and now we are all one piece. Once we're all one piece, I'm going to flip this over, and then we can put foam tape on the back side wherever we want it. I'll use a combination of small and big foam squares. So there is our mushrooms. I'm going to flip them over, and then there's the foam tape. So we're going to put this to the side, and then we're going to work on our background. We're bringing in our cover plate. This is, again, the cross-stitched cover plate. I'm going to go ahead and die cut this out with white cardstock. Lovely. I just love this. And I love that you can see the pattern paper behind here. We're actually going to add some of the berry sorbet behind it. We'll tack these together, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this on the front of my card base. So we have this adhered. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my Love to Layer Deckled edge. I'm using the 2 smaller pieces. I'll die cut out the smallest with white cardstock, and then the medium size with vellum. I'm going to go ahead and layer these together. Okay, and then we'll flip this over. I'm going to put some foam tape behind here. I'm going to remove the release paper, and then we're going to add this to the center. And then we're going to take our mushrooms that we created, and we're just going to place this right in the center. Next, we're going to create our greeting. I'm using the Papertrey Ink Just Sentiments Every Day. I like the reading that says thanks a bunch. I'm going to use black cardstock. We're going to go ahead and treat my paper with my anti-static powder tool. I'm going to ink up my greeting with my Versamark ink. We'll stamp this, and then I'm going to go over this with some white embossing powder. I'm going to go ahead and melt this, and then I'll go ahead and trim this. Once I have this trimmed, I'm going to add one small foam square on this side. And then I'm going to add some adhesive on this side. And we'll go ahead and place this at the very bottom of our deckled edge piece. We're going to go ahead and finish the card off today with some red gems. And that will finish off my card today for Papertrey Ink. I think that's a fun everyday thank you card. I hope you get a chance to check out the brand new collection at Papertrey Ink. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.